So, for a long time, I have been wondering about my purpose in life. What am I supposed to do in this life? What am I, an insignificant speck of dust in the entire universe, cosmos, supposed to do in this life? So, let me take you guys through the different stages of my life, what I wanted to do in the different phases of life according to the perspective I had back then. During school, the only thing I used to do is attend classes, go home and do my homework, and then play video games. Yes, that used to be the whole purpose of my life. Reach home as soon as possible to play video games in my free time all the time. I used to be a very shy kid during school, so I never participated in anything like going on stage and speaking, everything. I finished my school with the highest marks in the entire school. My only purpose during that time was to make my parents proud. I wanted to see my dad on the stage. I wanted to see my parents get all the respect from society that they deserved. This is where things start to get complicated. Like, I didn't know what to do with my life later. I knew that I was hardworking, like enough to crack an exam or something. I knew that I loved science and mathematics, but I didn't know what to do with it. I thought I would be a scientist or something, but I was not interested in the subjects like doing the calculations, theorems, derivations, and all that. I wouldn't really make a good enough scientist. I loved understanding things, like understanding how things work, why does gravity work, why does an object move. That was the only fun part about science. But after school in university, science started to get tough. It started to get very heavy on the numericals, derivation, integration. It went from a subject that used to give me passion for exploration to something that was very incomprehensible and complex, like something that tried to get me crazy. Like, I loved learning about how the universe works and how the sun is going to explode in a million years and all that. But now it was all about how metal casting works, how welding works, and the types of welding, and it became very boring to me. I chose mechanical engineering as I didn't really understand coding and I wasn't much into coding. I took mechanical engineering because I loved understanding how machines work, like how does a bunch of parts come together and make something work. But I hated the subject so much, and I was failing in almost every job interview I was attending. This is where the difference between the ideal world and the real world started growing more. The mechanical core industry jobs were heavily focused on sales instead of the actual mechanical engineering aspect. It was more about the logistics and the Excel sheets and all the boring crap. So I thought, let me pursue my masters so that I can get better job opportunities. But I know this was the worst decision ever because I never liked studying the mechanical engineering subjects. I dropped out of masters because the subjects were too hard and the teachers were toxic, and I was feeling very suffocated in there. I didn't want to be some guy who simulates thermal systems his whole life in a laptop. Things only got more complicated once I dropped out. It's great that you escaped the place of your depression. But what do we do now? What do we do with life? I used to love watching YouTube videos my whole life. So I thought, let me use my creativity and my memes and try to make a living out of this. So I tried YouTube. I started animation, but I hated it. Did some AMVs, gaming videos, anime explained videos, a bit of philosophy videos in between, but nothing worked. I know social media requires a lot of time for it to work, but I was beginning to hate making videos itself because I was putting pressure on myself. This video should perform well. YouTube has to be my career. Why is this video not getting any views? Why are my videos empty with no comments? Eventually, I started hating gaming and anime itself. Like, I felt like I was under pressure and I was constantly being watched and monitored while recording the gameplay or while watching anime. I had to be active, I had to focus and write down things. So it started destroying the very few things that I actually loved doing in my life. So I stopped doing content too. I stopped making videos for YouTube. Meanwhile, the society, the world kept treating me like a failure, a criminal who is at home and who is not doing anything, who just dropped out because he was lazy or something like that. So I have been questioning everything, like what should I do in my life? How can I earn money? And how can I keep my interests? And how can I help people? The one video I made about never losing hope actually touched me. Like, I loved that video and I wanted to make that video for the world. I have a friend who is a teacher. She does her job because she loves teaching children. She loves being the center of attention and she loves teaching children about science and maths. I often feel jealous of people who have found the reason for living, who have found the interest that they want to do till they die. For now, though, I am planning to start a dairy cow business with my family. I'm not really one into agriculture guys. I'm a gamer guy, mechanical guy, the one who, plays in his laptop and he's the farthest from touching grass. So I have no idea what the next chapter of my life is going to bring me. How will I handle cows? How will I milk? And how will I take care of my life? Who knows? But if I could time travel back to the past and tell my 15-year-old self what all I have been through, he would never believe it. So yeah, this question keeps me up at night. Why do we exist? What is our purpose in life? What should we do? Why don't I have any interest in life? Do people like us who have no interest in life just turn the brains off and do whatever we can just to survive? Guys, give me your thoughts about this in the comments below. And regarding my YouTube channel, I think I'll make videos on how things work and philosophy videos like this one and occasional gaming and anime videos sometimes if I feel like it.